All right, let's talk about one of those problems that drives almost every team crazy. Asset management inside Jira Cloud. It's a mess, right? Well, today we're looking at a brand new tool that claims it has the answer. So let's dig in and see what it's all about. I want you to be honest for a second. Is your team's asset tracking just a complete mess? If you just winced or felt that little pang of, oh no, that's us, don't worry. You are definitely not alone, and that's exactly the chaos we're diving into today. You know the old way, right? It's that wild maze of spreadsheets, a bunch of different tools that don't talk to each other, and just so much manual tracking. It's a nightmare. But the proposed new way? Well, that's the dream. Everything integrated right inside Jira, all in one place, with workflows that actually automate themselves. So, let's get right to the heart of it. Section 1, the asset management headache. Why is something that sounds so basic so incredibly frustrating in practice? This right here, this just says it all. For so many of us, our critical asset tracking system is basically held together with digital duct tape, a whole lot of hope, and that one sacred Google sheet that maybe one person on the team actually understands. Sound familiar? And this isn't some made-up problem. This is a real quote from a commenter, and it just perfectly captures that feeling, doesn't it? It's this constant, nagging headache, and people are desperately looking for the aspirin. Okay, so the stage is set. We've got a universal problem, a ton of frustration, and right on cue, into this mess, a new tool arrives. And that tool is called Starhive for Jira Cloud. So what is it? Put simply, it's an integration. It's designed to plug straight into the Jira setup you already have and just streamline how you deal with all your assets. We're talking hardware, software licenses, you name it. And I gotta say, I love this philosophy. They're not trying to completely reinvent the wheel here. The goal, in their own words, is just to make asset management suck less. It's so direct and honest, you know? It's all about solving a real annoying problem. Okay, so the big idea sounds pretty good, but you know, the devil's in the details. How does it actually work? Let's take a look under the hood. It really boils down to 3 key things. First, it centralizes. It brings all that tracking junk inside Jira, so you can finally close those 50 spreadsheet tabs. Second, it automates. It's all about cutting down on that tedious manual work of linking an asset to a ticket. And third, it integrates. This is the big one. It lets you build custom workflows and connect to other tools. Now, for all the developers and the IT admins listening, there's always one huge make or break question for any new tool, right? Does it have an API? Because let's be real, without one, you're stuck with what they give you. And the answer here is a nice, clean, simple yes. A public API is available right now. That is a massive green flag for any team that needs to build custom solutions or hook this thing into their existing systems. So we know what the tool is supposed to do, but what are the early adopters, the potential customers, actually saying about it? Let's tune in to the community reaction. And right away, you see that people are asking some really smart, really specific questions. This isn't just surface-level stuff. They're digging into the technical weeds, asking about things like API polling versus webhooks for syncing. It shows you this is a savvy audience that's cautiously optimistic. And what's really awesome is that the founder of Starhive was right there in the comments answering directly. You can see from this quote, they're not hiding anything. They're open that it's early days, they're actively asking for feedback, and they're pointing everyone straight to a free trial. I love that transparency. And that brings us to this big number, 30. That's how many days you get to try it out. You can kick the tires, throw your weirdest use cases at it, and see if it actually solves your problems, all without spending a dime. That's a pretty confident move. Okay, so let's say your interest is piqued. If you decide to give it a shot, what should you actually be looking for? Let's break down the key things to keep an eye on. As you're evaluating this, or any tool like it, here are the big questions you need to ask. Can it handle a ton of assets without slowing down? Can you bend it to fit your team's unique, quirky workflows? How good are the permissions? Can you lock things down? Is it secure enough for a big company? And of course, the million-dollar question, what's it going to cost me when the trial's over? So what's the bottom line? The truth is, it's really early.
The final verdict on Starhive isn't in yet. But for any team that is just sick and tired of the absolute chaos of managing assets in Jira, this is for sure an integration you should be keeping a close eye on.
And in the end, asset management isn't a flashy topic. It's kind of boring, but maybe that's the whole point. Sometimes it's the most boring, annoying problems that are the most important ones to solve, because when you fix them, everything else just starts to work a little bit better.